Good day, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in your part of the world. This is King B. So, in this video, see the title. This is from the website usafacts.org. Which countries receive the most foreign aid from the U.S.? In 2021, the U.S. spent over $50 billion in foreign aid to nearly 200 countries, territories, and geographic regions. This was less than 1% of the year's total federal budget. This article came out in last year, 2023, July 15th, but it's relevant today. Let me dig into this. Let's dig into this article and look at some facts. Each year, Congress appropriates foreign assistance based on national security, commercial, and humanitarian interests. This aid is then distributed to foreign governments, international agencies such as the United Nations or World Health Organization, the non-governmental organizations such as Save the Children, and the International Rescue Committee. These entities use foreign aid to carry out projects targeting specific goals such as poverty reduction, humanitarian support, military assistance, and educational services. Foreign aid comes in multiple forms, including funds, goods, services, and technical assistance. So how much foreign aid does the U.S. gives? The U.S. has given out over $3.75 trillion in foreign aid adjusted for inflation since the end of World War II. $3.75 trillion going to other countries since the end of World War II. U.S. foreign aid has varied over time due to various geopolitical circumstances, economic conditions, and national priorities. At its height in 1949, U.S. foreign aid totaled nearly $100 billion, while it bottomed out at just under $25 billion in 1997, both after adjusting for inflation. Between 1946 and 2021, the U.S. has spent an average of $49.4 billion each year. Every year. Foreign aid peaked in the years following World War II due to the Marshall Plan, which provided economic assistance to restore the infrastructure of post-war Europe. Though the Marshall Plan was passed in 1948, the U.S. delivered substantial aid to European countries in 1947 and continued for several years after funding for the Marshall Plan ended in 1951. Aid began falling in the 1950s, though the nation sent large aid packages sent to South Vietnam, South Korea, Israel, and other countries during the Cold War. And here we have a chart. U.S. foreign aid has varied over time depending on geopolitical influences. And the pink is economic, blue is military. And they show this chart. Dollar amount up to $100 billion. And this is the year from 1950 2020, and on the side here from 20 billion up to 100 billion. Foreign aid increased beginning of 2003 following the U.S. invasion of Iraq. Since then, a large portion of U.S. foreign aid has been directed towards Iraq and other Middle Eastern countries such as Afghanistan and Pakistan. Foreign aid in recent years. In 2021, the United States provided more than $50 billion in aid to over 150 countries and territories, as well as 30 regional funds that go to multiple countries, and the Fund for International Institutions and NGOs. So again, go back up to the tippy top. NGOs is non-governmental organizations. Afghanistan received the most U.S. foreign aid in 2021, $1.5 billion in the form of humanitarian and emergency assistance during the last year of the U.S.-backed democratic government. This was followed by Ethiopia, $1.4 billion, Jordan, $1.3 billion, Yemen, $1.1 billion, and South Sudan, $1 billion. Then we have another chart. Countries in sub-Saharan Africa received the largest portion of aid of any region in 2022. Wow. Which countries received the most foreign aid? Since World War II, $960 billion, or over a quarter of all U.S. foreign aid, has gone to 5 countries. Israel, $312.5 billion. And that number has increased. Again, this article came out in last year, 2023. Former South Vietnam, $184.5 billion. Egypt, $183.7 billion. Afghanistan, $158.9 billion. South Korea, $120.7 billion after adjusting for inflation. And here's a chart for that. Israel tops the list, $312.5 billion. And again, this is as of July of last year, 2023. Of course, that number is more now. So why am I reading this? Well, the U.S. just approved another. The House just advanced another $50 billion package to go to Ukraine and Israel. And that's just on top of the billions of dollars that has already been sent this year to Ukraine and Israel. The House just advanced another $50 billion to go to Ukraine and Israel for their cause. But again, this is not just because of so-called war as it's supposed to be, right? They do this every year. Every year. Billions and billions of dollars every single year go to other countries to help their people, their governments, their their people. Well, the people probably don't really benefit, right? This is what they're part of what they're doing with your tax dollars. Meanwhile, there are women, children, and men out in the streets, homeless. Here, homeless. In the States. So while you have women and children and men and babies and teenagers and preteens out in the street homeless, some veterans suffering, who have been suffering, no place to stay, no good food to eat, sleeping on sidewalks. It has gotten worse since 2020. See, just where I stay, since 2020, I've seen more people out in the streets homeless than prior to 2020. Any given day, when I'm out and about, I see people sleeping on sidewalks, sleeping in the gutters, under blankets and surrounded by bags. If you didn't know any better, you would think that it was just you wouldn't even know that there's a person underneath there. But if you look hard enough, good enough, you will see that there's a person laying underneath all of that debris. And meanwhile, while those who are suffering Every year, they're sending billions and billions of dollars to these other countries. Don't give me humanitarian bullshit. What about the people here in these states who are suffering? See, we focus on the wrong things. Right? And they got us going at each other for stupid reasons. But it's just to keep us distracted. While we busy seeing each other as enemies here in the States, again, it's just a ploy to keep us distracted. This is what's going on. This is what they're doing. And it's disgusting. You can send all this money, billions of dollars, to other countries, but you can't help the homeless here. You can't do nothing about the homeless here in the States. You can't do nothing about the women that's being sex trafficked. You can't do nothing about the children that's going missing. Taken underground. Nothing can be done about that. You don't got no money for that. But you could send billions and billions of dollars every year to these other countries. You can spend billions and billions of dollars for your wars, for making your weapons. What they call it weapons of mass destruction. I'm not going to read this in any more of this article. There's no need to. My point is proven. But this is what's going on. This is what has been going on. Again, this article came out in 2023, July 2023. And up to that point, I'll read it again. The U.S. has given out over $3.75 trillion in foreign aid, adjusted for inflation, since the end of World War II. So yeah, a year later, this is 2024, April 20th, 2024, according to this Gregorian calendar. There's much more than $3.75 trillion now. They spent in the trillions. You got cities here in the States that don't even have clean drinking water. Let's not forget about where was it? Flint, Michigan? And we got clean drinking water. Check my previous videos where I talk about about what's going on with our water, the infrastructure. All right. How about what Texas is going through right now with their water? All these issues that we have here in the States, but yet they spent in the trillions and still continue to spend and send billions of dollars. And again, this is every single year. Every year. Billions of dollars every single year gets sent out. Your tax money at work. while a lot of you struggle to decide if you're going to eat for the week or you're going to be able to take your medication for the week. While some of you are in the stores doing math in your head, trying to make sure you don't go over a certain dollar amount and screw your budget up in the stores, so you don't embarrass yourself at the register. Excuse me, I need to hold on. I need to take some of this stuff off. I went over. Your tax dollars at work. What's important to you? I think we need to get our priorities straight and start paying attention to what's really happening and what's really going on. But also, we need to recognize who's the real enemy. Who's really against us, the people. And right now, you got people, who putting out content, speaking this truth, and they're being paid a visit. You got FBI agents knocking on people's doors, paying people a visit because they've made a video speaking some truth. You got people, accounts and PayPal accounts and other accounts being targeted and being held, but they can't get access because they done donated and because they made a specific comment that they didn't like. See, we're living in a time now where if you tell the truth too much, you become a target. You may just get a couple of FBI agents knocking on your door, asking you about your comment that you posted online. This is what's happening. To where you tell the truth and you're an enemy. Now you could tell lies all day long. All day long, you could tell lies. That's okay. You could talk about nonsense, stuff that's not even important. That's all right, too. You talk some truth, you just might get a knock on your door by a couple of federal FBI agents. And this is happening. Just look it up. Yeah, that's all I got for this video. Be brave. We have to be brave. We have to continue to be bold. We have to continue to speak the truth no matter what. No matter what. Because now it's about showing and proving. What do you stand for? We need to make a choice. And yeah, it's not easy. But we need to make a choice. We need to make a stand. We have to be bold, we have to be brave, and we have to prepare. Love yourself unconditionally. Keep your loved ones close. Talk about your plans. Get prepared and stay prepared so no matter what situation you may face, you know exactly what to do and how to handle it. Protect the babies, protect the women at all costs. Shout out to all the natural-born women out there. It's King B, that's all I got. I'm out.